team, it's great to have you tuning back into the Double A channel. If you're not part of the Double A team yet and you're interested about learning to lose fat and gain muscle around your current lifestyle, then make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification bell just underneath this video. And sometimes on this channel I talk about my Christian faith, I talk about my own journey with CrossFit. And I'm waving this thing around, so I need to explain this. A whole lot of stuff has happened since my previous video, which I need to explain. So sit back, relax, let's go. The time currently is 20 to 10 in the evening on the 13th or 15th of July 2019. I've done an alternative sports day today at a children's school where I was running a dodgeball session along with other coaches that were doing the 7 other stations. Then I went to a care home, we were doing bowls, which is absolutely brilliant. And honestly, people from the old people's home, they can really throw a ball well. Then after that I was doing 3 PT sessions this evening, which finished at roughly 8:45. Now I'm just packing away my stuff over here. I'm leaving everything out at the moment because I can't do much with this hand. Let me sit you down and explain it to you actually what is happening. Everybody take a nice comfy seat. By the way, this is the Creation Fest logo, which is a Christian festival I go to every year. But I'm not sure I'm going to be able to go this year because of having to see a hand therapist for this injury. The reason I am in this cast actually is because I don't have an injury at all. I just want to get loads of sympathy everywhere I go, and it's working a treat. Oh, you want the actual truth? All right. Actually, where I do coaching for children, I've managed to convince them that I fought a grizzly bear and that I beat him, but I lost a little finger in the process. A lot of them actually believe me. I hope you would believe me too if I told you in person. Right, I'm being real with you here now. With this injury, a couple of weeks ago, on June 27th, the team I do football coaching for, they needed a keeper for their second team in this 5-a-side tournament. It was a great tournament, I was really enjoying myself. But I went in to collect a ball from a striker's feet during one of the games, and what happened is, as a keeper, you slide in, you make sure you look dramatic and get good for the cameras in a good position. And as I put my hands on the ball, the striker was coming, so his boot went to hit the ball, and it's either the boot that's hit the tip of my finger. Where's the light gone? Apologies for that. Or it's the ball that's hit the tip of my finger. The finger swelled up after that, it was fizzing, I was trying to shake it off, but after that match I knew I needed to not play on. I'm really glad I didn't, because in that context you really want to just keep going, because I had other games after that, and I could have, in my mind I was thinking maybe I should, but then the sensible side came out of me and said for longevity purposes in CrossFit and in football I'm going to not. And then it swelled up, and then after that I left it about 4 or 5 days. I could go to sleep, it wasn't causing me discomfort in the evening, but it was still swollen. I could bend it to about here, but I was really struggling to fully straighten it. So I went to minor injuries, then they referred me to a hospital called Queen Victoria Hospital in East Grinstead in West Sussex in England, UK, in case you're an overseas viewer. I had to go to see the specialist there last Wednesday, and then what they said to me is that I was needed in for urgent surgery because the x-rays showed. I might have a picture of the x-ray on me, so I'll put it on the screen here, or I'll just put another image of an x-ray similar to my injury, but the joint slipped and part of the bone actually fractured. And I think it was a little bit complicated. It was a closed fracture, but slightly complicated, which meant that I needed to go in for surgery, and now I've got pins in my hand. Just in the little finger though, and I get a lot for just a little finger, don't I, just to keep it in one position. But next week or this week I should be getting a much smaller cast, I really do hope so. I was under local anaesthetic for 2 hours, and there was about 7 surgeons working on my hand, and I was having a little chit chat with a nurse at the same time. It was pretty weird, to be honest, and it still feels quite surreal. I just don't feel like I should be having my hand in a cast, but it is what it is, and there are a lot more leg days happening at the moment, and that is a good transition because I'm going to show you with some exercises here right now what I'm doing to be able to still activate my tricep whilst I'm in a cast, and also how I'm adapting my training. I'm going to be doing that just now and throughout the whole video with the workout footage that I've put within this video. First one I'm going to show you is with a resistance band. So I'm going to use the purple one. I'm so fortunate that I've still got my thumb on the left side that I can grab things with, and it's very fortunate that I did it on my left hand, because if I did it on my right hand, that's my dominant one, and I'm not really sure how I'll be doing lots of the stuff, because I'm still able to do swim teaching and personal training at the moment with my good arm. I'm just having to be careful not to get into the water. But if you guys come over here, let me place you, I'm going to place you down here, but if you look up, so with the pull-up bar, what I'm doing is hooking the resistance band around it, and then what I'm doing is I'm hooking my bad hand in, making sure I do not put any pressure on the little pinky. What I'm doing is some very light resistance band tricep push downs to activate my tricep, because otherwise I won't be using it at all. It doesn't matter if it gets a bit weaker, but the long-term goal is to not let this arm get too weak compared to the other side. I want to make sure that I just keep using the muscles, keep them activated, so when I return to normal training it won't take too long to get back to doing what I normally did with this left arm. I do this for about 3 sets of 20 repetitions, really making sure I squeeze my tricep at the bottom. Again though, being very, very careful not to put pressure through the little finger. It doesn't hurt at all, to be honest, and it feels actually quite strong. The time it takes for fractures to heal is 6 weeks, so I'm just having to adapt to my training, which I'll talk about in just a second. What I'm going to do after this workout footage and a bit of the rest of this video, I'm going to be explaining how I've adjusted my training and nutrition to be able to fit around this injury, so I can still train with some good intensity but also being careful at the same time I don't damage the finger and help promote recovery only. If you ever have any questions or you'd like to let me know about your training, please do, because I'm always very interested to hear about it. I encourage you guys, if you experience injuries of any sort, try and see it as an opportunity rather than a setback. Because when I was told I was going to need surgery, I thought initially, oh great, this is going to set me back. But then I thought, actually, I'm going to be having an experience which I can teach others about, and I'm going to be able to show them about how I'm adapting my training. So you can see now I've joined 2 different gyms. I haven't got any footage from the other gym that I'm at. But I was able to do a hack squat at this gym, because you just put the plates on below the actual hack squat machine to add resistance, and then you basically just need to move your elbows and your arms a little bit to be able to start the exercise. Then with the ski erg, what I'm having to do at the moment is just use my right arm, because I can't grip anything with my left hand. But as I'm doing this commentary, my left hand has become a lot better. I'm still in the process of physio and stuff to get it stronger again. But I'll update you more about that in the next full day of eating on this channel. So ski erg, I was just using my right arm. I'm able to do seated quad extensions. I'm having to do a lot of seated exercises at the moment in order to put myself at minimal risk of injuring myself again. There's honestly a lot of standing exercises I can do, which I'm confident with, but the doctors just said to be very careful. Here you're seeing a one-legged hyperextension, and that's just because doing 2 legs with my own body weight is too easy. So I decided to do single leg just to make it a bit more difficult. And then here I'm trying to think about toes to bar and CrossFit when I'm doing this, but obviously it doesn't replicate that because I'm not able to grip anything too well at the moment. And eventually I'll be going back to doing pull-ups. So that will probably, from this date, which is about the 25th of July, it'll be about another month and a bit till I can go back to doing pull-ups. Thanks though for watching the video, and keep staying tuned. The time is currently 10:10 the next day, 24 hours later. I'm going to take you through what I'm having for my dinner. What I'm going to do is speak through it here, and I'll put some images on the screen. I've had another alternative sports day today, a couple of personal training sessions, and then we had football training in the evening where I do a fitness session with the manager, and it's absolutely brilliant with all the players because there's lots of banter thrown around and everybody bounces off each other. For my dinner though, what I'm having is that bicep vein, come on. We've got chicken wrapped in bacon. I don't know if there's any cheese on top. I just need to go and double check. I'm having veg with that. Also 230, probably 280 grams of white potato. And then I'm probably going to have one of these chicken and chorizo empanadas. I tried one earlier and they were absolutely lovely. So I think I'm going to have some of that. Per empanada, 67 calories, 2.5 grams of protein. Not bad. Going to be topping that off with tomato ketchup. There is garlic bread, but I don't think I'll have any garlic bread. I'm not purposely trying to get my arm close to the screen to look bigger. I'm joking. What I'm going to talk about in the physique update in a second is that I'm not using my left arm as much as my right. So I've got to try and make sure that I do exercises that I've already shown you to keep this left bicep and left delt used a lot. I can still do like side raises and stuff, not holding a dumbbell but on machines. I'm going to have my dinner, then I'm going to show you the physique update, and then after that I'm going to explain how I've adjusted my nutrition and my training whilst I'm recovering from this bad boy. But to update you throughout this video, yesterday I didn't know I had a hospital appointment, but now today I found out I've got a hospital appointment for tomorrow, which will be Wednesday. So I didn't know Monday, it's now Tuesday. I've got a hospital appointment at 9:45 in the morning tomorrow, which is brilliant. So hopefully I'm going to get this off. And maybe at the end of this video, you're going to see actually what this is going to look like once it's been seen by the specialist. Hopefully, it's going to be a Velcro strap and you'll be able to see my whole left hand. I'll try and get a picture of it once they've just taken the cast off, because then you'll be able to see what my left hand looks like without being washed for about a week. That doesn't seem that long, but it feels really grubby in here because it's got sweaty and then it's got dry and then sweaty again. And it's been through that cycle quite a few times. Admittedly, this isn't a full physique update because I wasn't putting 100% effort into this, just because I honestly was just a bit knackered from the day I had, which was like personal training or something. But that doesn't matter. With my physique at the moment, I'm roughly staying around 84 kilograms, which I'm pretty happy with, especially physique-wise, because when I was this weight about 1 or 2 years ago at 84, I definitely would have been more fluffy. I'm feeling strong. And obviously I'm adapting my training at the moment, so there's a lot of movements I'm not able to do, but I feel like I'm able to maintain my physique by dropping my calories and just doing a lot more leg stuff at the moment. I'm going to be telling you about my food intake in just a little bit in the rest of this video. And I'm still going to be updating you with how my training is changing, how my physique is changing as I keep adapting it and starting to eventually bring in the exercises I wasn't able to do or I'm not currently able to do because of my finger. It's now the Friday, a couple of days later, and I need to fill you in on quite a few things. The first thing, for those of you who follow my channel, you know that I've on this channel become a personal trainer and done my level 4 in lower back pain management, started my online coaching and all this, and it's quite useful for those of you who'd like to become personal trainers and online coaches. I'm not saying I'm an expert whatsoever, I'm on my own journey, and it might be helpful to see my steps on my own journey so you can apply it to your own journey wherever you are within your business, whether you're just starting or you're a couple of years in. But I'm going to chuck a picture up on the screen now of the foundations of a metal shed, which is basically the same as a container, which is in the process of being built for me at the football club I work at here, just locally. All my PT equipment that I'm currently doing in the garden is going to be moved to this container, which is being built within the next month or two, and I'm going to be moving it over there so I can give my parents their garden back. I mean, all the ants underneath the Astro that I've got laid out there are not going to be too happy because they're going to be exposed when I bring this up, but it's all going to be transferred to the football club, and I'm going to be running my business out of that container / metal shed. So I'm going to be doing all my sessions there, and I'm going to show you the process of it being built through the pictures that my manager is sending me, and I'm going to show you some sessions also over there, and I'm going to be starting potentially a boot camp that is still in talks, and I'm going to get loads more equipment. I'll be able to do more tutorials over there. I'm very much looking forward to it. Also, with my calories, the reason I have adjusted them, I was having 4,600 calories roughly per day. I added it up to just about a couple of weeks ago with my CrossFit training because I wanted to keep up my aerobic capacity intensity, but I built it up so I can continue to gain body weight slowly to get stronger. But then this injury happened, so I had to think I wasn't going to be able to do deadlifts. I needed to be careful with cardiovascular exercise, not doing it at really high intensity, because the hand therapist has been telling me about if there's like really if there's a lot of increased blood flow through high intensity cardiovascular activity, then that can contribute to a little bit of swelling in the affected area. I'm going to show you more of the finger in the next video about the stitches and stuff. So what I've had to do is lower my intensity of the cardiovascular exercise I do before weight training. I do that for about 30 minutes on the Stairmaster at a local gym, and I've joined the local gym because it's got a lot more seated equipment, so I could do seated quad extensions, lying hamstring curls, seated leg press, and I do a little bit of dumbbell work on my right side, and I still do like seated lateral raises because I only use my elbows for that. I'm having to adjust my training. I'm doing that for about an hour and 15 minutes, the resistance training bit, but obviously it's not as intense as when I use both hands, because I'm not able to do pull-ups for about 10 weeks. I'm not going to be able to do heavy deadlifts or anything like that. So I've brought my calories back down to roughly 3,400 per day, and now that's gone up a little bit to about 3,500 to 3,600. I feel that's at a good place because my activity through resistance, sorry about the interruption there, my activity through resistance training and cardiovascular activity has slightly gone down, but I'm still maintaining the normal working schedule that I do with personal training, sports coaching and swim teaching. So I brought it down there because I don't want to gain body weight a lot by having the same calorie intake as I would when I'm normally training with a higher intensity, because I might gain some unwanted body fat, which just isn't necessary. So I've just brought it down and I feel like I'm in a good place. I'm probably hovering around 83, 84 kilos. I'm going to check the scale for the next video, which will be in about a week's time, and I'll see how my body weight is adjusted again on this amount of calories after another period of 7 days. If you have any questions, please do let me know. It's always great to hear from you. If you're interested in my online coaching, please feel free to send me an email. It's aafitness01@gmail.com. There's more info about that in the YouTube description. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.
I will always remember the day you kissed my lips, light as a feather. And it went just like this. No, it's never been better than the summer of 2002.